This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end, no safety or surprise. The end, I'll never look into your eyes again. Can you picture what will be so limitless and free, desperately in need of some stranger's hand in a desperate land?
What a drag, it is getting old. Hi, all you young Flosstubing whippersnappers out there. How'd you like to help an old man find his Metamucil? Oh, never mind. Here it is right here. Well, here it is. 40 years old. I am 40 years old today. What do you think? It's drastically different than before. What is that? What even is that? 40? Who turns 40? What the hell is that? You know how you know when you're starting to get old? Here I'm gonna two signs. I'm gonna enlighten you just so you know when it happens to you. First, when people start referring to you as so many years young. Hey, you're 40 years young today. I am I? Have you reserved my spot at the nursing home yet? Have you picked out my site for my tombstone? 40 years young, am I? Go fuck yourself. Here's another thing that starts happening. This is a sign of aging. You start having quite serious injuries from doing absolutely nothing. see me hobbling around the house, like, you know, limping around. I hurt my leg or something like that. What did you do? What did you do to your leg? I stood up. I stood up funny. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I slept weird, and now I'm out of commission for a week. I stood up out of my chair too fast and threw my back out. Any of you out there who are like 40 plus right now are laughing because you know exactly what I'm talking about. The things that just happen as you're just living your life. All of a sudden, I'm just walking to my car, and now I can't walk for the whole rest of the day because this hurts and that hurts, and I'm limping back to the car. What did you do? I don't know what I did. I walked to the car. That's all I did. It's fine. For 40 is not so bad. A few hours into it so far, it's not really all that different than 39. I'm lying. It's way different. Be sure to also wish this guy right here a happy birthday as well. Yes, the king and I share a birthday. Isn't that strange? It's Jacobus DeGraphius and I have the same birthday, except not the same year though. He's way, and I mean way older than me. So make sure you give him a nice happy birthday and like some love and attention too, because God knows he doesn't get enough of it. He doesn't get enough attention. I was actually intending to like fix myself up a bit and make myself appear a little bit younger. I know I actually genuinely look like kind of a mess right now. Like, whining about turning 40. Well, you think you would clean yourself up a little bit? Nah. This is left over from Halloween when it didn't even work out anyway, but I was keeping this beard and this hair. I was going to fluff it up and I was going to go as Bob Ross for Halloween.
Let's have some fun today. Let's put a happy little house right in here. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do it. Let me show you here. Probably one of the simplest ways. I'm just going to take a little paint so you can see it. You can just sort of scrape in a basic shape here.
And then Halloween came, and it turns out the only shirt that I had that even like came close to being a Bob Ross shirt was like sorry, was way, way too tight on me. I could barely, I'm surprised I got any of it buttoned up, and when I did, I could barely breathe. Here's a picture of it right here. You can't really tell from this picture how tight that was and how ridiculous it looked, but like, I don't really remember seeing a whole lot of Bob Ross's nipples when he was painting. You could see mine pretty clearly. Like, so I don't know. I felt kind of like I'm scrapping the whole Bob Ross idea. So I broke out the Santa Claus suit and went as Santa. It's always a good time for Santa Claus, right? So here there's a picture right here. We got your Santa Claus. We got your witch. We got Slappy from Goosebumps, and we got Sonic the Hedgehog. A nice little family of monsters on Halloween. We actually reached a point where Dylan we had a lot of fun, but Dylan was kind of over it. Like, he was still having fun, but he got to the point where he was like, I have enough candy. I don't need any more candy. I was like, you have enough candy. What are you talking about? You're the first kid in history that I've ever heard utter such a crazy phrase such as like, I have enough candy. But I don't have enough candy, so I convinced him to like, well, we're going to keep trick-or-treating and still have fun, right? Because you might have enough candy, but I sure don't. So you could go keep going door to door and keep collecting candy, and your dear old dad will eat it for you. That sounds like fun, right? So that's what we did, and we got lots of candy, and I ate a lot of it. So that's it. That's what's been going on for the last couple of weeks. That's all I have to report. Halloween, candy, beer, 40 aches and pains. That's it. So should we just get into, like, my time on this planet is very limited. I don't have a lot of it to waste like I thought I used to. So maybe we should just hop in here and get into the whips. I thought I had more than I do. What I have is, it's good. Don't get like, oh, we didn't do much. I did a lot, but it felt like I was stitching more than what my progress indicates. But it's still good. I did a lot. Why am I? What the fuck? Let's just look at it. Old man whips. Who stole my newspaper? Okay, first up, I was very much in the mood to see Jimmy Stewart's hair, forehead, and face come together. So the first thing I picked up after I finished my last video was Jimmy Stewart. Let's take a look and see what he looked like last time.
And I'm gonna stay right here and fight for this lost cause, even if this room gets filled with lies like these. And the tailors and all their armies come marching into this place. Somebody will listen to me.
And here's what Jimmy Stewart looks like today. Look at that! Doesn't it look just like him? Doesn't it look just exactly like him? Look at me, I'm Jimmy Stewart, and that's the top of my head right there. I'm a cross stitch. So that's not a terribly small amount of progress. That's like 700, 800, maybe 900 stitches. I pointed out the last time that I showed this, I hadn't done this row yet, and the top of his head was looking kind of speckly. It still looks a little bit speckly, but it's starting to come to... I assured you that once I got more into it, that it would start to come together and look proper and make more sense. And I feel like it's already starting to look like that. You can see it's the way the light is shining on his head, and it's streaky, and some of it's gray and some of it's shiny, and like it's a lot to interpret. And when you're stitching it, it might just seem like why is it there's so many dots and speckles, but it's starting. I feel like it's already starting to look, those are light streaks in the top of his hair. And as it comes together more, it's gonna look like that. Right?
That's right. That's right.
So I was very, very much back into, like, when I first started this and I did 5,000 stitches, just boom, right out of the gate. I was very much back into, I want to see some Jimmy Stewart face. Let's get this going. And this is what I intended to do. If nothing, maybe even nothing else. I was all Jimmy Stewarted up when I started this. And I got this far, and what happened? I checked my mailbox, and my fancy flosses for the Nevermore stitch along were actually sitting there in my mailbox. And what's a stitch man to do? What am I supposed to do when I've got new fancy things, and I've got a new thing to start, and I can't do everything. I can't do everything. I want to do everything, but I can't do everything. So I had to make a tough decision. Do I continue on with Jimmy Stewart head, or do I start the new thing? Obviously, I'm going to start the new thing. Like, what am I? I'm only human. I think I'm human. So Jimmy Stewart got paused temporarily, and we slid directly into Nevermore. See that transition, that smooth transition from one whip to the next. That comes with age. You can't teach that. So as of my previous video, I hadn't actually started it yet, so I don't have a what it looked like before picture to show you, but I'll show you just to remind you what it is going to look like when it's finished. Nevermore, nevermore, did you stitch it last night? Nevermore, nevermore, does it turn out all right? What? And here's what I've got so far with Nevermore. Look at that. Not a bad start, huh? Not bad for an old guy who spends half his day in the bathroom, huh? Huh? Pretty good, right?
That's right. That's right.
I have been having so much fun stitching this. It's been a real pleasure to work on so far. It looks kind of like complicated and intricate when you glance at it, and it is, but it also sort of like logically repeats, and like it's not as difficult as it might appear. That's why I haven't worked on this for like too many evenings, and I feel like I've gotten pretty far so far. There's not too much left here, and that'll be the entire way across. And then, like, you know, based on how fast this much has gone so far, if I continue, like, I know I'm gonna get distracted by other whips. I know I am, but if I kept going at this pace, I actually feel like I could finish the whole thing in like a pretty reasonable amount of time. It's super fun, and it's way more colorful than the picture indicates, or the pictures that I've seen of it. Like, as beautiful, it's beautiful, and it, like, I wanted to do it, and it's gorgeous, but these flosses are very vibrant and very colorful, much more than I would have expected from just looking at the picture. Like, this is going to be gorgeous when it's finished. I'm not even sure if this video is doing it justice, even just a little bit that I've done here. Like, that's a really nice green. And this part up here, I hesitated at first. I started down here with this because here, this is a floss. What's I gotta get the right. Hang on a second. I'm not prepared. This floss along the top here is called Blackboard from Gentle Art. Here's some of it right here, and it's gorgeous. But based on the pictures that I saw and some of the whips that I saw other people working on, I was expecting it to be darker, and mine looks, in some places it's dark, but in some places it's very, very, very light. And maybe it's supposed to be like that, and it's fine. Like, it's fine. Like, obviously I went with it, and I'm loving it. I actually love the sort of like the variegation of it, and like I'm going with it. But at first I thought maybe it was the wrong thing, and I was messaging Ryan. I messaged Ryan with all my problems. Like, he's not even working on this. What does he care? And I messaged Mary because she's working on this too, and I'm just trying to, like, do I go with it? Is this the right thing? What does yours look like? Because it was just especially in some places, it's much lighter than I was expecting. But what's my point? So I started down here because I was a little bit afraid that, like, maybe I was going to have to get it again, or get something else that, like, maybe it was the wrong thing. Even if it is, though, like, I sort of decided that even if it is like a little bit lighter than it's supposed to be, I really like it. I'm going with it. I like it. So who cares? And it's another one too that, like, you know, based on the pictures I was seeing, I thought it was dark, maybe even black, but it's more like a bluish greenish, like so many of the flosses that I'm going to be using they're just so much more vibrant and colorful than I was expecting. It's a really colorful, gorgeous thing. I'm not saying that it, like based on the picture, I thought it was going to be drab and dark, like that. Nothing like that. But just I didn't realize it was going to be this vibrant. I really don't even think that this, like, watching it here on this video is doing it justice. Like, if you're going to stitch this and you're going to use the called for flosses or anything similar, it's a lot of fun to work on, and it's really beautiful and really colorful. I love it. I love it. Love it. Next thing I really wanted to show you as an actual whip, but it's like it hasn't quite been started yet. It's like I'm gonna start it today as like a birthday start, but since it's not like I'm doing the video first, I haven't started it yet, but since I know I am starting it today, I'm considering it a whip. And it's this one right here that I'm going to be stitching for Black Sampler November by our Our old pal Jacob, the other birthday boy. See, I'm the birthday boy, and he's the other birthday boy. Just in case you were confused there. Jacob designed this. I'm gonna stitch it in black. And look, I even ordered some fancy Leo and Roxy charcoal to do it in. Like, I know Jacob loves his Leo and Roxy, and it's Jacob's thing, and it's Jacob's pattern, and it's Jacob's Black Sampler November. So I gotta do Jacob proud and stitch it in some fancy Leo and Roxy. It's beautiful. It's soft. It's gorgeous. It's like I'm happy. I'm happy with my choice. I can't wait to get it started. I'm gonna get it started today. Today, not one day. Today, I'm gonna start it, and I'll post some pictures on Instagram, and I'll have some hopefully decent progress to show you the next time I sit here. What a great way to tune into a video. Hey, want to see all my progress on things that I haven't done yet? Let's make a video and tell you what I'm gonna do next time.
That's right. That's right.
Last thing, speaking of Jacob, he showed in his most recent video his progress on his own 2022 stitch along. Now, it's not like I haven't seen progress on the 2022 stitch along. You're all posting pictures of it on Instagram and showing it in your videos too, and I love it, and it's gorgeous. But for some reason, when I saw the king himself hold it up and show his, I was like, it's gorgeous. Why am I neglecting that so much? I need to get back to that. Now, I don't feel like I did actually make a little bit of progress on this from last time. I don't feel like it's enough progress to warrant a whole, we're going to play the Trixie Tricycle song, we're going to have a whole intro, we're going to make it a whole thing. Next time I hope to have enough done that it'll be worthy of that. I'm not going to catch up. I'm not going to claim that I'm going to catch up and finish this by the end of the year. I am going to claim that I could do that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to do, but I am going to pick this back up because this is Leo and Roxy Frost. Leo and Roxy Frost. Also, Royale Blue. It's gorgeous. It's fun to stitch with. Oh my god. I don't need less beer. I need more beer. I'm gonna go get one more. Hang on a second. As I pause it and edit out all the pauses, hang on. Okay, there. I'm back with my beer. Did you pause? Did you hang on? What were you doing while I was up walking to my kitchen and in the fridge? What did you do? What did you do during that time frame? I always tell you to hang on. I edit it out. Why are you hanging on anything? So anyway, this is like I did these little thing in these feet, like a tiny little bit I did do since the last time you saw this, but not enough to warrant this. It's not song worthy just yet, but next time, like I assume, depending on what I work on, like I actually was thinking about this last night. What do I want to work on, like to focus on for the next few weeks, so I can have like what am I in the mood for? This one, and Nevermore, and Jimmy Stewart, and Chessie, and some of the ones I haven't worked on in a while, Alice and a Dolly Dream, and like I genuinely want to be working on all of them. I just can't. So it's hard to say which ones I'm actually going to make progress on, but I was quite inspired by Jacob's holding up of his semi-ly almost finished stitch along that I am quite in the mood now yeah, got it? Clear? I want to start catching up a little bit. I want to make some more progress on this. I do love it. So that could be a thing to look forward to next time, as if you haven't seen this all year long from everyone anywhere, but you haven't seen Stitchman stitching it in Royale Blue, not Royal Royale. My goodness. It's hard being 40. It's don't let anybody tell you that aging is fun. It's not.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so that's it for the whips. I do want to give you a couple of little quick updates on things that I've talked about in previous videos. Stitching related. It's stitching related. You don't have to tune out just yet. I'm gonna get drunker. I'm still talking about stitching. Hold ya horses. First, I said last time that my mom is going to pay to get one of my finishes professionally framed. And I actually had some actual direct messages with people that, have you decided yet? What do you like? A couple of people anyway seemed excited to know, what are you going to get framed? I don't know. I still don't know. what happened was I went to my local frame shop where I go to get things framed. It said, according to the Google machine on my little webular device there, it said that it's supposed to be open from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on the day that I went. I got there around 11 a.m. Didn't look like it was out of business or anything. And granted, it's been a couple of years since I've been there, but it didn't look like it had gone out of business or anything. Everything was still stocked up, and like I'm peering in through the windows like some kind of creepy person. Nobody was in there and the door was locked. I hung around and paced back and forth till like for about an hour. Nobody showed up. I don't know. I'm standing there with a bag full of stitchings ready to get like, I have money. Do you want to take it from me? Nobody showed up, and I just haven't made it back there yet. So that's my update. I have no update. Another thing I wanted to give you an update on is my floss organizational solution. That has continued. It hasn't gone as quickly as I was expecting. I said last time that maybe I would be completely finished this time, be able to show you a finished full set of DMC and how beautiful it looks. Haven't quite got there yet, but I have almost completely finished my first bobbin box. This would be finished, but for the fact that when I went to Michael's, two of the colors that I was missing, I was trying to fill in some holes, and I'm still missing 2 colors, and they were also missing them. They didn't have them. I've got another craft store in town that is always fully stocked. Hang on. I think I'll leave that one in for you. I have another craft store in town that is always fully stocked. I don't know why I don't go there first. Why do I go to Michael's first if I know that Michael's is sometimes out of stuff? Anyway, I'm still missing 2 colors out of here, but it's pretty much full. Look at that. Look how friggin' gorgeous that is. Isn't that the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen in your life? In your entire life, have you ever seen anything more gorgeous than that? I didn't think so. So this goes from number 1 to number, I think, 415 down here. And that's my first of 5 complete set DMC bobbin boxes. And I'm very excited to, now I can just work on big things, and I can work on all my projects, and I just have all the colors, and I don't have to do them separately, and I don't, yeah, it's a, I gotta get the rest of them finished. I need to get this finished. People have warned me, by the way, about these little stickers that I put on them. I got a lot of warnings about how those are probably going to fall off. So far so good. I'm mentally prepared for them to fall off, and like I'll just rewrite them or whatever. Some of them were wrong. You can see my handwriting there. Some of them were wrong in the first place. Like they don't even print the stickers correctly. But whatever. So far so good. They seem to be on there pretty securely. But over time, perhaps they will fall off, and it will be very annoying, and I will have regretted using those stickers. But so far so good. I'm happy with it. It's gorgeous. I just have 4 more boxes to complete, and then I'll have a complete set of bobbinated DMC, and it's going to be gorgeous, and it's going to be easy, and it's going to be all the things that you've ever dreamed of. All of your dreams are going to come true all in one box. Who would have ever thought? Okay, next, I got a question in the comments of my last video, and it's a good one, and you know what that means. Ask me. So this comes from Jay Cateraman. Cateraman? Isn't anybody named Smith anymore? Give me a name I can't possibly butcher for once, just for once. Anyway, sorry. The question is, tell us about how you design and chart your patterns, showing us behind the scenes examples of the maestro at work. Maestro, I like that. Although that is not really a question. Questions have question marks at the end of them, just saying, but we'll go with it as a question, and I like that you called me maestro. So I'm not going to reveal all of my secrets and behind the scenes tricks, because if I tell you too much, you're going to realize, hey, we don't need him at all. We can just do it ourselves. And I can't be having that. I can't be having you thinking you don't need me. You need me. You need me. But I think I can give you a little bit of a glimpse into like what it looks like behind the scenes and cast a Stitch Man as Stitch Stitch Man starts sitting down for his designs. I think that'll be fun, won't it? Won't it? I don't know, maybe it won't. First, I generally, not always, but I generally like to have some kind of a sketch first to go by. I'm no artist by any means, but it's much harder for me to just have even just an idea, even if it's a clear idea, to have that in my head and only in my head, and then get that out of my head and onto a thing like into the Stitch program as I'm going. It's way easier for me to just, even if it's the roughest 3-year-old drawing that you've ever seen in your life. And I've got a couple right here. Look at this. Look, here's what, maybe I'll take some pictures of these so they'll be clearer. I don't know. Maybe they're okay right here. But look, there's Yippee-Ki-Yay right there. Doesn't it look just like it? Doesn't that look just like, let's put the finished thing in here. Doesn't that look just like it? See? Here's one that I haven't done yet that was going to be some sort of, just like a Christmassy, 4 season, I don't know, just something. It's something. It's Christmassy. It's 4 boxes. You know what I mean? Something to go by. I haven't done that one yet, but I might still do that. I don't have it in my book here, but I think I at least have a picture of my initial sketch of my very first one that I ever did called I Love You to Death. Here that is right here. And then what that ended up turning into. What else we got? Let's flip through the book of magic here and see what we got. Oh, here's one. Here's my Shakespeare one. No Beast Sophia. Look at that. Look what I'm an artist. Just don't even try to tell me that I'm not an artist. I'm an artist. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it side by side. You can see though, as ridiculous as that looks, you can see side by side. You know what I mean? I just want a blueprint. I want the most rudimentary, ridiculous blueprint, just something to go by, so that I'm not just trying to pull images out of the air. I want to pull them off of a piece of paper. From there, once I have a sort of basic, ridiculous sketch, just something that's out of my head and that I can look at, I can take that from there and start playing around in the actual Stitch program. Maybe we should do a little field trip here, a field trip from the other side of my lap, so that I can, I'll show you a couple of things on my laptop. I'm not going to show you everything. I'm not going to reveal all of my tricks, but I'll show you a couple of things. All right, check it out. Isn't this exciting? We're in the Stitch Man in progress folder. Here's a behind the scenes look if there ever was one. I do not like showing people works in progresses. This is all stuff that has either turned into absolutely nothing or maybe would turn into something. I save some of this stuff that like I go back to it, I abandon it, and then I go back to it sometimes and go, that wasn't so bad, or maybe there's a little bit in there that's worth saving or that I could use for something else. Most of this stuff is garbage though. This one right here, some people have asked me for more like, 50s, 40s, and 50s movie stars. This one right here, for all of you who are excited about that, the 2 or 3 of you, that one is actually pretty close to being ready for public consumption. The rest of these, I don't know. They're like maybe hexagon octopus. What the fuck? I don't know. Whatever pops into my mind at the time, I just sort of like. It might be something. It might be worth. Dylan has drawn and painted some stuff. Maybe I could turn that into something. Here's some Christmas. Some of these folders have subfolders. A bunch of Christmas ideas. Here's one that just says ideas. There's really a bunch of stuff in there. I don't know, man. This is the garbage. Here's the ones that I've actually finished. What's my point? Why am I even in here? What's my point? Oh, like say when I go from sketch stage to, okay, now it's not, I got to get it off the paper and into the program. I usually, oh my God. I usually have a stitch. I don't know if I have a good one to show you here. I usually have a stitched area, like my template. This is a disaster already. My area that I work on in the program tends to be way, 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 way bigger than I think the finished project is going to be, because I like to have room to just like edit and move stuff around and play with stuff. Here, I'll open up my most recent Blue Christmas here. Like this, for example, when I first started this, I just started drawing and putting in a bunch of like, whatever. the words, the owl, there's a deer, and I started playing with his antlers down here. Here's a little Christmas tree, there's a big Christmas tree, there's like a Santa hat. Like I don't know, I was just throwing shit in there just to have it in there. That tends to be my first step in this kind of stuff, to just throw shit in there and just have it in there, and then I can move it around and play with it after that. Yippee-ki-yay started out with just, you know, here's the letters, and here's a couple of little like cherry thingies, whatever the hell those Christmassy thingies are, and a border around it. And from there, I moved on to, you know, that just gives me something. At least there's something there now that I can move it around, and I can work with it, and I can play with it, and I can edit it, and you know what I mean? Like it starts out like this, and it ends up like this. Now that in-between stuff starts out like this and ends up like this. Well, how does it end up like that? Well, that's the stuff I'm not going to tell you. Because if I tell you that, then you don't need me anymore. Here, I guess because I don't have much else to say besides that about, like, that's basically the process. You can fill in the gaps on your own if you want to try it yourself. I really hate doing this, but like I'll show you. Here's some of the shit that I've either abandoned or that has become nothing. That, like, I don't know, like this, for example. Yas bird. Huh? How about that? Check out this guy. Look. Yas! Look at that bird. Isn't he cute? I don't even know what this is or what I was doing, but there he has sat for the last couple of months. Look at my bird. I was so proud of my bird. And then I was just sort of like, whatever. Do you like him? Want me to finish him? Here's another one that I started like really early on. I just had this image of like a monster hand and a human hand reaching for like cheersing their glasses or something like that. This is a quote from Bride of Frankenstein: "To a new world of gods and monsters." This is, I don't know. I got this far, and it wasn't really looking the way that I wanted it to, and then I got distracted with something else that I liked better, and I just sort of never went back to it and fixed it. I don't know. Maybe someday. Maybe not. I don't know. How was that? Was that fun? Was that informative? Are you all expert designers now? I just put myself out of business. You can just go and do it yourself now. If you have something, you don't need to buy shit from me. I'm out on the street now. What have I done? Ask me. I think we'll end there for now. I do want to say, though, I'm joking about how awful I feel about turning 40. I don't care about turning 40. I mean, it's a number that kind of does freak me out, but like I don't feel any differently now than I have felt for the last 15 years. I've always felt like my bones were creaking and my back was aching. It's no different today than it was yesterday. So I hope you all have a good few weeks until the next time I see you again. Don't forget to wish Jacob a happy 75th birthday. Don't forget to keep stitching and keep being happy. Anything I talked about is linked below. My shop with all of my patterns in it is linked below. You want to be nice to me on my birthday and buy something you've had your eye on. Guilt you into it. If nothing, I'll take a pity sale. I'll take a guilt sale. I'll take it any way I can get it.
That's right. That's right.
So stitch and be merry and drink all the drinks and watch all the Jimmy Stewart movies. And I'll see you in 2 or 3 weeks. The end.